Hello everybody, welcome back to Ouroboros Tarot. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what their deepest, truest feelings for you are. I have 3 snakes to choose from today. We have snake 1, snake 2, and snake 3. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the snake that fits right with your energy as well as with your person's energy, and I will see you in a minute. Hi beautiful pile ones. So today's pick a card reading is looking into how the person on your mind feels for you. What are their truest, deepest feelings? So to start, we have the Forest. This person feels a great deal of fear. However, this fear that comes with the Forest is a fear that also brings about an element of excitement, of curiosity, of wonder, of really trying to figure out whether or not the fear is in place because it's trying to protect them, or whether or not the fear is in place because there's the potential of getting lost and then finding something really profound within themselves, within their connection with you, within you yourself. There's an element of magic here, of desire, of wanting to dive deep. However, at the same time, feeling as though there are serious consequences to going into this forest. I would say there's definitely an emotional element here that feels very dark, that feels very unknown, that feels very scary to this person. There's also an element with the Forest for a lot of you where perhaps you're in no contact or in limited contact, or perhaps this is like a newer connection where this person kind of feels disoriented, or as though you came into their life with a really strong, powerful force within you, and it's left them really disoriented or confused. But yeah, let's keep going. Let's see what else there is that they are feeling. What is pile one's person currently feeling? What are their truest feelings for pile one? Okay, so we have the Page of Swords. No, that's the Knight of Swords. Yes, the Knight of Swords, Judgment, the Nine of Wands, and the Two of Swords. Okay, so before we get any further, I would say that this person is recognizing that if they don't take action of some kind, if they don't step into this emotional realm with you, they are going to miss out. There's an element here of, I would say, feeling a little bit tired of their own behavior perhaps, or feeling tired of where this connection has been. It feels like perhaps there's been some stagnancy. And they're recognizing that part of this stagnancy has to do with them and their own setbacks, their own indecisive actions, and they want to make it right. There's an element here with Judgment and the Knight of Swords of having like a really strong desire to perhaps communicate or have a confrontation or a conversation, a very serious conversation of some kind that has been needed and has been avoided perhaps by this person. And it could be you that is avoiding this level of intimacy, but I'm really picking up on avoidance on their end. And like I said in the beginning, I think a lot of it has to do with the fears that are coming up when it comes to the Forest energy. But also there's such a strong desire. They're at a crossroads and they're recognizing that the desire is overtaking them. And it's time to face those fears. It's time to confront those fears within themselves. going to go ahead and shuffle a little bit more. What are their truest feelings? Okay, we have the Ace of Cups reversed. The Six of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords. And the Ace of Pentacles. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. Okay. So, for a lot of you, I do feel as though there's a conversation that needs to be said. And I feel it now even stronger than ever because we have the Eight of Wands here, which is indicative of communication, of contact of some kind. It's also indicative of travel. And as the keyword here says, action. And like I was saying, it seems like this person has been inactive, has been kind of avoiding, and they have a strong desire to move forward now. It's like they've come out of a period of perhaps breadcrumbing you or really taking space for themselves, and they're realizing that that hasn't worked, that hasn't actually protected them from anything. At the end of the day, there are still these fears, there's still these desires, because this connection feels fated to them. There's something that's very special to them, and they're very attracted to this connection. There's an element here of recognition that there is an emotional blockage within themselves that they're currently trying to figure out. They're recognizing that there needs to be work that's done on their end in order to remove this emotional blockage. If this connection is to move forward, emotional availability is key on this person's end. I think that there's also an element here with the Six of Pentacles and then Judgment of also feeling as though they are owed something, they are owed an apology, or they are owed, if this connection were to move forward in any sort of way, they are really hoping that they're not the only ones who are doing self-reflection and looking at their shortcomings, and they're hoping that there is an element here of growth or change on your end. Yeah. And I think it's really interesting that the Forest is such an emotionally deep card, and then the only card here that indicates the heart space is the Ace of Cups, and it's reversed, which is just further confirmation that there is some sort of emotional blockage here on this person's end, and they're really thinking about this connection and navigating this connection in the eyes of somebody who's trying to be logical, of who's trying to be grounded in their approach, who does not want to lose control, but is also very well aware that if they were to enter the forest, that's the whole point, is that there will be a loss of control. To dive deeply with somebody emotionally is to let go of control. And I think that they're at that point where they're waking up to that, where they're understanding that. And I think also they're understanding that if they don't take action, nothing is going to come of this. It's up to them. They feel as though it's up to them. And they don't want to miss out. They do not want to miss out. They're currently viewing you as the hedonist. So I think there's an element here of being like worried that perhaps it's too late, or perhaps they won't be well received. And you can see it here with the Six of Pentacles and Judgment as well. But there's an element here of viewing you as somebody who is really focusing on themselves and doing what makes them happy. But also an element of perhaps them being fearful of not knowing whether or not they could trust you with their heart space. yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get some more. Let's see what else wants to come through when it comes to what their deepest feelings for you are. Too many. Nothing flipped over. Okay. Okay, so we have confidence, happiness, and we have death. So I would say that this person is currently undergoing a pretty significant transformation. I think it's really interesting that the cards that have just been pulled are very similar in like color scheme to what the Forest card looks like. It seems like they're going through a transformation of some kind in which they're facing their fears, and in doing so and taking baby steps, even if they're just taking baby steps, it's giving them more confidence in themselves to approach this connection. It's giving them more confidence in themselves to recognize that they do in fact have the power to create their own happiness, to create their own future. And what I see is like a desire to have happiness, and they're hoping that they can share that with you. There's an element here of really wanting to grow, to reflect and then grow on what they have discovered about themselves. Let's keep going. Okay, we have pride. We also have abundance. And we have relationships and success. Okay. So one thing that I think they're waking up to is the fact that they've been holding back, probably because their ego is trying to protect themselves, and they're seeing this ego within themselves. The phrase here is, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So there's definitely been a lot of reflecting on this person's end, and they're looking at their own self-limiting practices or beliefs and realizing that it's probably causing them more unhappiness than anything else in their life is currently. They desire success with you. They desire growth with you. And even if they cannot have it with you, I would say they do want growth just in general. They're like they want to take what they have learned from this connection, and if it's too late or if it's not well received, I think there's an element here of realizing that there's something to be learned here that can be taken with them for the rest of their life. But it seems to me like commitment is pretty heavy on their mind with relationships here as well. Everything here is indicative of something in which it seems so special, and it seems as though it could grow into something so beautiful or so unique that of course there's going to be such fear. However, like I was saying, this fear it comes with excitement, and it comes with excitement because they realize that they feel as though it's fated. They do. Let's go ahead and let's look at these. So these cards here are indicative of what their intentions are, what their intentions are, how they intend to lead this connection. So we have number 8, holding together, and number 16, enthusiasm. Teamwork. They want teamwork. They want to show you that they don't have one foot in, one foot out anymore. They really they want to hold on to this. They want to show you that there's a lot here that's indicative of taking action, of moving things forward, of being in masculine energy, of really taking the lead on what the energy of the connection is. Everything here is indicating to me that this person is planning on coming forward with either some sort of offer or with actions that are meant to show you how much they've changed, or show you how much you mean to them and show you how much they're willing to work on this connection with you. Let's go ahead, lastly, well, not lastly, we'll get some of these, the Hidden Truth Oracle. What else is going on? What are their truest feelings? Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. I wish I could take back my words. It's time for me to heal now. I love you unconditionally. Okay, lastly, let's go ahead and get you some affirmators. We'll do just the regular old affirmators first. What is it that pile 1 needs to hear right now? What guidance is there for pile 1 when it comes to this connection? Okay, we have impermanence. Life is always changing, and I drift easily through those changes, good and bad. As I drift through hard times, I can take comfort in knowing that I will leave them behind. As I drift away from good times, I can take comfort in knowing that more will come my way. Impermanence is an equal opportunity non-entity. And let's go ahead and get you a relationship affirmator. What is it that pile 1 needs to hear? Okay. Grace. I face disagreements with grace and flow through the ups and downs of my relationships without getting thrown off center. With grace, I'm able to keep my cool, be my best self, and not resort to name calling, even when that crappy poo-poo face is being a douchey barf monster. All right, pile 1, well, that's what I'm seeing for you today. I would love to hear about how this resonated in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching pile 1, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye. Hello, beautiful pile 2. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what their deepest, truest feelings for you are. So to start, we have the Stone. This person feels as though this connection is meant to last a lifetime. It's meant to last an eternity. They feel very connected to you. They feel very loyal to you. They feel very drawn to you, and as though this connection is something that is stable, long-lasting, is anchored, is grounded, has strong roots. Everything here, just based on this one card, is indicating to me that this person has real, deep, authentic feelings that they are more than willing to explore continuously. This person seems to be very emotionally available and seems to have a very strong desire to be there for you, to be a partner for you. Let's keep going. Yeah, they feel like this connection is meant to stand the test of time. What are their truest feelings? Okay, we have the Ace of Cups. We have the Lovers. The Three of Swords. The Queen of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the Star. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's keep going. What are their truest feelings for pile 2? The Ten of Wands, and we have the Seven of Cups and Judgment. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. Wow. Where am I going to start? I guess a lot. So there's a lot here with the Ace of Cups and then the Ace of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. I feel as though for many of you, not for all of you, but for many of you, this is either a brand new connection. This is something that hasn't really been going on for that long, or it's a connection that is just being restarted. Of course, that doesn't have to be the case with the stone here. There's also an indication of something that has really been around for a long time, but there's just an element of newness here in some way, shape, or form. Perhaps this person is very young, has like is willing to learn, but is very youthful. But they desire to have a fresh start with you, or they desire to really express, verbalize how deeply their feelings run for you. And perhaps they haven't verbalized that yet, but they have a very strong desire to cut through whatever might be murky in this connection for you to really, really understand what their intentions are, how deeply they feel for you. This person feels a very, very strong, very deep emotional connection to you. With the Lovers and the Star, it feels like this is a wish fulfillment for them. This is a dream come true for them. This is something that really inspires them, that brings them a lot of joy. They feel an immense amount of pleasure and happiness in this connection. What's interesting is that we also have the Three of Swords and the Ten of Wands. So I'm getting two different scenarios here for this. The first one is that this is something that's being rekindled, and because of that, there is an element here of heartbreak, of feeling defeated, of feeling burdened in the past, and wanting that to all go away. If that's not the case, if that's not where your connection is currently, I would say that this person might be viewing you as somebody who has the potential to help them heal, who has the potential to help them perhaps even move on from past heartbreaks, which I would be a little bit mindful of, just because there's such intense, deep, positive feelings here. It kind of gives me the feeling that perhaps this person is looking to you as their knight in shining armor, or the person that's going to make everything go away, which of course just simply isn't the case when it comes to life and how connections with others go. We're all responsible for our own healing and for doing the work in order to help move past heartbreaks, past pains of some kind. So I would just be a little bit mindful of that, especially with the Page of Pentacles here as the bottom of the deck energy. It seems as though this person is still learning about life. Perhaps they haven't had as many life experiences as you, or perhaps they recognize that they haven't had as many life experiences as you, or haven't had made as many mistakes as perhaps you have, or other people have. And because of that, they're still working through some things and really learning how to be a good partner, how to show up for themselves first and foremost. But there's just a willingness here with the Page of Pentacles to really work on this connection. And you see it with the stone as well. There's just such an intense amount of loyalty and willingness to be there when the going gets tough. And then we have the Queen of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and Judgment. I kind of get the feeling with this as though perhaps for a lot of you guys, your person is concerned that perhaps this can, like, so if you guys aren't in a committed relationship, I would say that this is something that is concerning them. They're worried that perhaps you have other options, and they're recognizing that if they don't want to lose you, or perhaps they are worried that you might be focusing or slowly focusing your energy elsewhere if they don't make their intentions known. And like there's an element of worry here, and because of that there's also a desire to put that worry to rest. There's more desire here for communication. I'm just seeing so much here that's indicating strong intentions and building a foundation. Let's keep going. What are their truest feelings? How interesting. Okay, so we have loneliness, denial, and change. Okay, so this is kind of confirming what I was saying previously about this Three of Swords and then the Ten of Wands. It feels like they're looking at you as like sort of like a key to things changing for them, a key to their happiness. They're looking at you as somebody who has the potential to alleviate some of that loneliness and to build a connection. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're all human. We all desire connection. And we're all worthy of connection. But with denial here, it's like, I get the feeling that perhaps they haven't recognized yet that the key to their happiness comes from within. And connections are meant to add to that. They're meant to kind of increase your quality of life rather than be the end all be all of whether or not you're having a good day or a bad day, for example. They're seeing you as the Midas miser. The light attributes are entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches. And the shadow attributes are hoarding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. I think that this could be interpreted in both the light and the shadow attributes. I'm not seeing anything here that's indicative of them feeling as though they're being taken advantage of, or they're feeling as though they have to really... It could be, in all honesty, that they're feeling as though you're in this dark space of feeling down and out and lonely, and perhaps they're viewing you as somebody who needs them to show up for you currently, in order to find stable footing. So it could be reversed a little bit. But yeah, take this how this card resonates for you. Let's keep going. What are their truest feelings? Okay, so we have death, flow, and ideation. Okay, so again, with ideation here and then death, which is indicative of change, and we had change come out as well, they feel as though this is just a dream come true. Big changes are heading their way, and they really want to just trust the process. There's a lot of signs for them that's pointing toward this connection being something that is very significant for them. And they really want to see where this goes. They want to trust their feelings, and they're excited about what's to come. Let's see. We also have this is what their intentions are, and we have number 29, dangerous depths. So I would say that this person intends on being there for you in the good times and in the bad, for one. If there is something that you've been going through or that they've been going through, which has really caused a lot of pain or suffering currently or in the recent past, this is indicative of them being around for the ride, being there for it and waiting for better times. This person does not have any intention of leaving when the going gets tough. And they also, I think with dangerous depths, this is also indicating somebody who recognizes that there's so many positives to this connection in their eyes, that when the going gets tough, it's okay, because they know, or they have a strong understanding of impermanence and of things kind of coming and going. And they trust that even in the dark times, there are better days ahead for this connection. This person seems to be very, very loyal and very focused on you. Yeah, let's go ahead and get some of these. What else wants to come through? Too many. I hide behind material things. I'm so attracted to you. I couldn't let you get close to me. I regret lying to you. Yeah, so for some of you, this really could be something where you're trying to rekindle a flame that perhaps has gone out in the past due to their own poor choices. And that could also be what this Queen of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and Judgment is indicating, is their own remorse, their own regret for having made the wrong choices. Okay, let's go ahead and also get you some advice. What does pile 2 need to hear when it comes to this connection? We have listening. I activate my receptive side and become an engaged, intuitive, professional grade listener. Supercharged listening gives me the ability to not only hear the words others are saying, but also to perceive the emotions hiding behind their words. Armed with this knowledge, I will be in a great position to give them exactly what they need, or if I prefer, to dominate the planet. Okay, and let's get one of these. What else do they need to hear when it comes to this connection? Generosity. I give generously to those around me, no matter how much or how little I have. I know there is more than enough to go around, and that the key is to allow it to keep going around without stopping. If I stop the flow, I'm like the one person at the stadium who doesn't do the wave. All right, pile 2. Well, that's what I'm seeing for you today. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching pile 2, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 3. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what their deepest, truest feelings for you are. So I have one oracle card here that is going to indicate part of what their feeling is. I also have some archetype cards. We're going to look into their intentions as well. But to start, we have the Maiden. This person feels as though they have a lot to learn still when it comes to love, when it comes to connecting with others, when perhaps it comes to being a good friend. But there's also an element here of being very, very attracted to you. This person is very attracted to you, very drawn to you, thinks that you're very beautiful or handsome, or however they would describe it. That's how they're feeling right now. There is just an element of feeling like they're not good enough, or as though they've made a lot of mistakes in the past and they're still learning. There's an element of insecurity here and of perhaps youthful folly. Yeah, they're working through some things and they're trying to figure things out. They're trying to figure out how to grow, how to evolve, how to be a better friend or partner. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing so far. Let's go ahead and keep going. What are their deepest feelings for pile 3? Nope. Okay, so we have the Magician reversed. Okay. We have Justice. The Page of Wands. The Six of Pentacles. Okay, I'm actually going to stop right here because I have a pretty good picture of what it is that they're feeling, what their deepest feelings are. This confirms, the Magician reverse confirms that this person feels very insecure. They don't feel good enough. They feel as though they don't have everything within themselves to show up for you in the way that you need to show up for you in order to be successful. They don't feel as though they can be successful. With justice here, this is also telling me that not only do they feel as though they can't be successful, but they also, this weighs heavy on their mind because they want to do right by you. They want to be good for you, good to you, be good for you. If there were mistakes made in the past, this is them having a strong desire to show up and make it right. But the Page of Wands is a very young energy. The Page of Wands is all about broadening your horizons, looking and seeing what else there is. And I think that this person is really feeling as though they have a lot of growing to do, and they also feel as though they cannot show up for you in the way in which you have shown up for them. With the Six of Pentacles here, it could just be when it comes to their level of maturity or their level of knowledge when it comes to interpersonal relationships. However, this is Pentacles, so this could also be an insecurity in terms of them not feeling as though they're good enough because they don't have a good job, they don't have a good source of income. Perhaps they feel as though they seem like they might be taking advantage of you because you're paying for more things. It just seems like this person doesn't really hold themselves in high regards, and it's really pouring into this reading currently. And it's not so much that they are in a place where it's not like they're in a place where they see that they have limitations on themselves and they're like, well, this is what you get. It's not like that. I see a desire here to expand, to explore who they are, to learn. But right now, they're kind of like beating themselves up and just feeling kind of sheepish. Let's keep going. What are their deepest feelings? Okay, yep, we have the Two of Cups. So there's a lot of love here. There's a lot of attraction here. This person sees you as a partner, or if anything, as a friend. But with the Magician here, they just feel like no matter what they do, they continuously mess it up, or they're waiting for the ball to drop. There's a lot of worry here of not being good enough. What are their truest feelings? Okay, we have the Fool. So in the most literal sense with the Fool here, I would say they feel foolish. They feel as though they can't do things right. They feel kind of silly. But also this is just confirming that they also have a really strong desire to do right by you, to give as much as you give, to not take more than what they're giving. They're hyper aware right now of this need to be a good partner, and if they can't show up as a good partner, to at least leave you be, to not make things worse. Okay, we have the Tower, and we have the Queen of Pentacles, and then on the back of the deck we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, so with the Tower here, I would say that this isn't just them feeling like they're not good enough. There's been a profound wake-up call within them that's making them realize that they're destroying good things, or they're not allowing themselves to have good things, or perhaps there's an element of chaos and confusion that they're feeling right now, and it has to do with a wake-up call of some kind. The Queen of Pentacles being underneath the Six of Pentacles is further confirmation that for a lot of you guys, this person feels really inadequate when it comes to their own finances, when it comes to taking care of you or taking care of themselves. And there's an element here that's heavy on their mind of realizing that this needs to change. And I say that it's very heavy on their mind because at the bottom of the deck energy is the Queen of Swords. This is something, their feelings are really being thought about right now. They're being ruminated over. This person is really beating themselves up and is really overthinking this, or continuously thinking about this. They currently see you as the Mystic and the Hermit. So they're seeing you as much higher than them, much better than them, a better person than them, a more intelligent person than them, a more evolved person than them. They've put you up on a pedestal, essentially. And they're seeing you as somebody who doesn't necessarily need them, and who has a really good relationship with yourself. Let's keep going. What are their truest feelings? Okay. We have success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. We also have balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. And we have envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Okay, so I would say that when it comes to the card here, success, there's a desire to be successful. This person isn't having a pity party solely for the excuse to get away with poor behavior. This person genuinely wants to be successful in this connection, and definitely wants to be able to show up in a loving way. With balance here, there's also a really strong desire to get out of this like chaotic energy that they're currently in, into perhaps even more of like a self-love type of energy. But also balance is the same energy as the Six of Pentacles. And as justice. So this person really has a desire to not be somebody who's taking advantage of you, or not showing up for you in the same way. They want to be your equal, and right now they don't feel as though they are. And with envy here, I would say that they also feel as though this connection could be threatened in some way. Like perhaps they're envious of other people in your life. They're envious of how far you've come. Envy comes from a place of feeling as though there's a threat of some kind to you, or feeling as though you're not enough and therefore there's a threat of some kind. But this is just further indication that this person is feeling very insecure. They're not very confident in themselves right now, and it's spilling over onto this connection. What are their truest feelings for pile 3? We have happiness, and we have love. I said it before with the Two of Cups. This person cares for you deeply. If they've told you that they love you, this is a sign that there's truth to it. They value this connection, and that's why they're so concerned about what needs to happen on their end. They're very concerned about themselves right now and how to be better. Let's go ahead and what do I want to do next? Do I want to get these, or do I want to do... Yeah, let's get these. Let's see what else comes through. How are they currently feeling? What are their deepest feelings? Okay. I wish I could take back my words. Just being near you is intoxicating. Okay, we will be together again. Oh, I hope that one day you can forgive me, and I feel you even though we are apart. And lastly, well, not lastly, but the last oracles that I'm pulling are what their intentions are. So for that, we have number 3, difficulty at the beginning, and number 60, limits and connections. What this is telling me is that this person is recognizing that there is a need to take things slowly, to acknowledge what their own limits are, what their own limitations are, how they can and cannot show up for you currently, and to not put energy out there as if they can show up in a certain way when in fact they actually can't. This person is really doing a lot of self-reflection, is really reflecting at where things have gone wrong, what their part in that was. And really the biggest message I'm getting with these two things is a desire to take things slowly, to be intentional with their words, with their actions. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Lastly, we'll go ahead and get you some affirmators. So these ones are from the relationships deck. What is it that pile 3 needs to hear currently? Okay, we have acceptance. When I get to know new people, I accept their actual traits rather than the ones I project on them. Same goes for not new people. I already know. Acceptance is the delicate art that reminds us everyone is their own unique self, and we can't expect them to ever be anything but. Man, how do those snowflakes do it? I think that this is really powerful. If this person is genuinely, like, everything that I'm seeing here is showing me somebody who is very aware, hyper aware of how inadequate or how poorly they have shown up in their behavior toward you in the past. And this to me is saying that accepting where they're at, accepting that no matter how badly you wanted an outcome to happen, if it's not there currently, acceptance is the best way to help kind of ease that turmoil. And of course, things change. There's impermanence. Things are constantly changing. So to be able to accept where things are at currently is very important. And it's one of my favorite pieces. That's my favorite card, I think, in that deck when it comes out. And let's get some other affirmators. This is just the original affirmator deck. We have inspiration. There is a voice of inspiration within me. Right now it's only a whisper, but the more I listen, the louder it will get. Soon it will be a flawless speech voiced by James Earl Jones through a megaphone with lots of applause. All right, pile 3. Well, that's what I'm seeing for you today. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching pile 3, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon.